Hello all, good morning. Let both of you has joined the demo session or not. But let me recap the demo session and then we'll start the regular classes. So just for a recap here, just for review. So on the last week we had a demo. So the agenda in the demo here is just I want to explain before starting the sessions and all. So as you have chosen the Salesforce CRM, just I thought to give the basic understanding of what is Salesforce CRM and what is the current position of the Salesforce CRM and the job opportunities related information. So to understand the Salesforce here, first we need to understand what is Salesforce. And I mean to say there is in the market, you could see there will be different CRM applications. What is CRM? It is like customer relationship management, for any company, if you take from any units, I mean to say manufacturing, utilities, banking, service sector, or whatever, the main core applications which is required to maintain their business processes are marketing, sales, and service. For that, we have taken an example of BMW just to demonstrate what is the use of CRM applications here. So if you take the BMW, they do some manufacturing, they will create some units. I mean, say they will design some vehicles there, and they need to do marketing for it. So how they are marketing it, what is the marketing strategies they are using? This entire marketing techniques will be used in this marketing applications. And once the marketing is done, so there will generate some leads there. Lead is nothing but the person who seen your campaign or your ads and approaches the customer service, customer center, like showing their interest to purchase their product. So the main target of marketing applications to generate the leads, as simple as that. Here, entire marketing campaigns and everything, you are just operating in this marketing cloud or marketing applications. And coming to once the lead is generated, now the sales team comes into the picture, and the sales team will connect with the lead and explain the product details and will generate some quotations and will generate some invoices and all. So here the sales team will use the sales application. And once the sale is done, so now if the customer would like to have some service about their product, so while using the product, if they come across any issue with the product, they will raise a ticket to customer service center, right? So then the service team comes into the picture and service team will work on the ticket and provide the solution to the customer. So here, if you see the main agenda or the main thing which you need to see here is like marketing, sales, and service are the core business applications for any sort of or whatever. They need to do some marketing so that the customers will take that product. And then sales team will comes into the picture, right? If you visit any shopping malls, so there will be some marketing agents asking you to, sir, whether you would like to have my credit card, my bank's credit card or not. So in that way, that is like marketing strategies. So once you said yes, they will take your phone number and you will get a call from the ICICI Bank team. That is like sales team, right? Once this is done, if you have any issues with your statements or your bank transactions and all, you are going to raise a ticket to the ICICI Bank. So that's how anything, if you take automobiles or whatever, it's like same scenario. Now, when the CRM comes into the picture, the CRM is like customer relationship management, as I said. So if you have any softwares like that, if you want to maintain this type of softwares, then in the market, we have the option of CRM. So which provides marketing, sales, and service are the business core applications. Not only this one, it has many more applications based upon the requirements they are going to offer you. Now, what would happen if you are not using the CRM? So there will be like total manual things. So if you are not following with any software application, that means you are just doing some manual things, just entering the details in a paper, and you are following up with the customer with some appointment which you are marking in a registers and all that. In that scenario, there will be a chance of human errors there. So in order to avoid the human errors, right, companies will depend upon the CRM applications. Now, you know what is CRM? That is customer relationship management, where you, by using the CRM, you can maintain good relationship with the customer. So that means you are not going to miss any activity with the customer. I suppose to, let's say your agent was fixed an appointment for tomorrow. So if it is like automate, if you are maintaining in software, that will automatically send the notification to your agent. So before the appointment time and all. So that's how the CRM applications is going to help the companies or the organizations who can do some business processes. Now, you know the CRM. Now, what are the different companies offering the CRM in the market in the sense? So these are the list. That's what we are discussing on the demo session, like Salesforce, Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, Adobe, Zoho, and all. Right? So these are the different companies who are offering the Salesforce CRM here. Sorry, they are offering the CRM applications here. So here as a consultant, so as you are newly started to learn the Salesforce here. So first you need to understand the position of Salesforce. So here the Salesforce or Microsoft or SAP, everyone is providing these applications. So these are the core business applications for the CRM. So each and every companies will provide these business core applications. So now what is the benefit for us to take a Salesforce CRM while compared with the other CRM softwares? For that, just we need to understand what is the current position of Salesforce. As I said, Salesforce CRM occupies huge market, huge clients in the market. So if they has the huge clients, more number of clients, you know, obviously you are going to get more number of job opportunities. From level 1 to level 5 companies are using the Salesforce CRM. So that means you are going to get more number of jobs in terms of Salesforce CRM, as it occupies almost around 24% of the business. Right. And coming to the Salesforce, it provides the different services, that is like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So what actually the Salesforce provides? These are the services which the Salesforce is going to offer you. So infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service makes you just like plug and play scenario. So there is no need of investing the money for networks or servers or firewalls, I mean to say antiviruses, no need of doing all this stuff there. Simply as simple as creating a Gmail account, they can create a Salesforce account and they can purchase the whatever the license, they can purchase the license and they can start building their applications. So it doesn't mean that you should go with only marketing, sales, and service. These are the core business applications which comes along with your account. So if you purchase a license, so it will get these 3 applications along with some more. And the system will also support you to create new applications, that is custom applications based upon your requirement and your customer's requirement. Technology, you know what is cloud-based technology? Nowadays, everywhere you are hearing this word like cloud-based technology. So that means they are maintaining their servers. Salesforce will maintain some servers based upon the licenses which you are going to purchase. It will, based upon the licenses you are going to purchase, it will provide some space in their servers. You can simply log in from anywhere throughout the globe with the proper network. I mean to say with the internet from different platforms like mobile, laptop, or desktop, or whatever. So it allows to access their applications. That is infrastructure. You don't need to bother about the infrastructure like servers or networks. And if you want to customize the applications, now let's say my customer would like to use, you would like to have one more applications. They would like to use the marketing, sales, and service along with it. They need custom application. The system will support you to create some custom applications or to extend the existing behavior of these applications. What is extending the existing behavior of the application? That is nothing but, now let's say in a sales application or sales cloud, here I am using the 2 terminology here, application or cloud, both are same. So in Salesforce in general, we used to call it as Marketing Cloud, Sales Cloud, or Service Cloud. Or you can also refer it as Marketing Application, Sales Application, and Service Application. Everything is same. No confusion in terms of terminology here, right? So here, whatever, I mean to say the customizations is nothing but now let's say in a sales application, I have a table in the database like account and contact, which I can maintain the customer's information here. So whatever the table which is already created in the database, but the same table, if I want to extend the behavior or I want to add extra column to the table. So that means the system still allows you to extend the existing functionality. You can add extra functionality to the existing system. Or you can also create new application like whatever the applications you are seeing here, right? So that can be accessed with the platform which it is going to provide you. So to create the things, you need to have some platform, right? So it will allows you to create by using force.com. And software as a service, software is nothing but the clouds like marketing, sales, and service. These are the clouds we have, right? And also we have discussed like Salesforce. What is the some key points here where it is like cloud based and you can customize and you can maintain customer 360 degrees activities you can maintain, and it is easy to integrate with the external systems, right? And coming to the editions which is supported Salesforce, like Unlimited, Professional, Enterprise, Group Edition, and Developer. These are the different editions which is supported by the Salesforce. So each and every edition has their own unique feature. I mean to say, now if your organization is a big one, so you are going to have like a lot of users who are going to access your Salesforce application. And your company needs more space in terms of database to maintain the customer's information. So in that scenario, you can go with unlimited version. In the unlimited version, you are going to get unlimited users you can create, and there is no limit for the space as well. So this is how each and every edition has their unique style, unique access to their resources and all. So here, as I said, these are the list of editions which is supported by the Salesforce CRM. And to practice or to test the Salesforce before purchasing the licenses and before investing some amount here, if you want to check if you want to test the Salesforce, you can make use of this developer edition, where this is also can be referred it as a trial edition, right? And so this is what we are. Sorry, it was disconnected. Let me reshare my screen. So here to start with the Salesforce CRM, so especially in the software courses, so there should be some modem, some medium where you can practice the things, right? So to start with the concepts here, to start learning the concepts, as you know, as I said, Salesforce administration, first it will take 22 days and then development will start. So in Salesforce administration, which we need to target the core concepts of Salesforce CRM. This will explain you how to use the Salesforce CRM and how to create the applications and how to use all the existing behavior of the system, like without writing a single piece of code. So how to customize the system. So in admin part, we are not going to use any code here. So, but what we can do without the code. So that's what which we are going to cover in the Salesforce administration. That means creation of applications, creation of tables in the database, that is objects in the database using the different data types or field types, how to create a relationship between the tables and how to create a validations, how to implement the security roles, and what is the automation process. This is what which we are going to cover. These are some of the items which we are going to cover in the admin part. So whatever the things we are going to discuss here, everything we need to implement this in the in our trial account, right? So let's start from the first day. So let's see how to create a trial account. And once the trial account is created, so we start discussing the topics, and whatever the topics we are going to discuss, you need to implement or you need to complete those tasks. Like I'm going to give you a task daily base. So you need to complete those tasks in this trial account only, right? So to start with the trial account, as you know, these are the different editions supported by the Salesforce here. So here we are going to use the developer trial, right? So what is the basic knowledge or basic understanding which we need to have before starting with the trial account? So here it is. So whatever the editions you are going to take, there will be some licenses, you know. So if you want to purchase any softwares, there will be a licenses, right? The same way for the Salesforce as well, we have some licenses like Salesforce license, Salesforce platform license, Salesforce integration, Salesforce integration. This is how there is a lot of licenses we have. So which we are going to learn in the coming, which you are going to get knowledge in the coming session. Now, if you take these as the licenses which we are going to deal in the basically this is the licenses which you are regularly using as a developer. Now, in order to interact with the Salesforce, in order to create some new functionality in the Salesforce, definitely you should be having the Salesforce license. Without Salesforce license, if you are providing another type of licenses, that means you can't create more. You can't create you can't create an applications or you can't customize the system if you are not having the Salesforce license there, right? So that means whatever the trial account which you are going to create like developer in the trial account. So for the users, if you want to make any user as a developer or to create some new applications in the system, that user should be associated with the Salesforce license there. Getting my point? So before starting with the Salesforce, let me give you some customers here like Amazon and Toyota or the Salesforce customers. So whatever the Amazon website you are seeing here. So the backend, they are maintaining the Salesforce applications only. So you know, right? You used to shop in the Amazon website. So this Amazon website, the data and everything they are maintaining in the Salesforce CRM only. And coming to the automobiles, you can take a Toyota. So, and coming to the banking sector, I guess it is like Citibank, which they are using the Salesforce CRM. Got it? So this is like basic like additions and user license. Now let's say with this knowledge, let's try to create a trial account. So what is the prerequisites to create a trial account in the sales? This is nothing but simply you need to have one email ID. That's it. So phone number is optional. Phone number, this is optional. If you want to provide the phone number, that's up to you, but this is optional. So the prerequisites here is just to have an email ID, simple Gmail ID account will help you to create a trial account. So before going to the trial account, so on the day, if you remember, I mean to say in the demo session, I just explained Salesforce has occupied huge market in terms of CRM applications. So what is the main reason? Like, you know, if you have like many competitors in the market, especially if you see Microsoft, it's a big company, SAP, Oracle. So why they are lagging behind of Salesforce? So what would be the reason? So as you are entering into the Salesforce, every point is important for you to understand, like why? Because you are going with the Salesforce, you should understand whether it is like it will go for 2 years and after 2 years some other companies occupying the position, I may lose the jobs. So you should be checking all the conditions. You should be taking care of, I mean to say, you need to understand all the conditions that will build you a confidence. So here I want to give you some basic understanding. So what is the main point, like one of the point where Salesforce is in the top position in the market. So here the Salesforce will occupy the multi-tenant architecture, will follow the multi-tenant architecture. So let me compare with the two CRM applications here. That is CRM application, that is Dynamic CRM and Microsoft CRM. You could see the Dynamic CRM, it is like in the second position. You could see the Microsoft CRM, it is in the second position, right? So let me compare with the second competitor in the market. So if you take Salesforce uses the multi-tenant architecture, whereas Microsoft will go with the single tenant architecture. So what is this multi-tenant and single tenant architecture? So we'll discuss in coming sessions in depth about this architecture and all. But for now, for your basic understanding, let me make use of Paint here. So just to show you like understanding here, now let's say this is like, let's assume this is one tenant. So before to it, what is tenant? The tenant is nothing but here the terminology which you are going to use, tenants, instances or organization. So this is like basic terminology which we are going to use to explain this architecture. What is this tenant in the sense? Now let's say you have purchased some licenses. Otherwise, you are going to create a developer trial account, right? So whenever you are going to create a trial account, simply with your Gmail account, you have just created an account with the Salesforce. Now what will happen in the backend? So for you, now let's say you know the Gmail account. Here you are simply using the Gmail account. You know how to create a Gmail account and all that. So once the Gmail account is created, what will happen? They will allocate some space to you on your name. Whatever the mail ID you have created, on this mail ID, they will allocate some space to you, right? So where in their database, they are going to allocate some space. So whatever the emails you are seeing here, that will be fetched from that particular location from the database. That's how any companies will follow, right? Okay. So coming to the Salesforce here. So whenever you are creating a account in the Salesforce, they will allocate some space in their database. That space is nothing but the tenant. So you will be allocated with some tenant. It has some tenant ID. And in the tenant, you are going to create the instances here. What is instances? Now let's say you are working for an Amazon company. For Amazon company, there will be some different instances, right? Now let's say if they are doing some development activity, they are going to create a development instance. Once the development is done, the quality assurance team should verify the solutions. So for that, you are going to create a QA instance. And then once the QA is passed, it should go to user acceptance testing. So their testing engineers will test the solution and then will go to the production. So here, this is nothing but a different instances there. So now let's say Yaksha IT dot Salesforce. Now let's say this is my basic to provide you basic understanding here. Yaksha IT dev dot my salesforce.com. Now let's say this is my instance which I'm going to use to develop my solutions. Just I want to create some application. My developers will work on this particular instance. This is nothing but my dev instance. And I'm going to create one more instance, that is QA. Here my quality team will work on it. Whatever to this instance, here my quality team will test the solutions whether it is good or not. So once this is done and they said yes, it is, everything is fine, you can go ahead. Now I will move the same solution to user acceptance testing here. So here I will create one more instance. So here my testing team will test the solution, like how the end user is going to provide the data into the applications or the forms, whatever you have created, and whether it is working fine or not, as per the customer's requirement, whether it is working or not. So my user acceptance team, that is test engineers, will test my solution. So everything is done. Now I will create one more instance here. So before that, we will create these instances, and then I will move the solution to my production. So this is how any software companies will follow, right? So you can't directly test or create the solutions in the production. So you are going to create some development instance, and for testing some other instances, that will depends upon the company to company. Some way maintain the staging servers or staging instances, stage 1, stage 2 instances, and all. The naming is different, but this is like how they will follow. They can't directly create their applications in the production, right? So these are nothing but the instances here. So, whenever you are creating an account with Salesforce or whatever, even Salesforce or Microsoft, they are going to assign you some tenant, that is some space to you. In this space, you are going to create some instances. You can also refer it as instance or organization URL. So this is can be also treated as dev organization URL, QA organization URL, UAT org URL, or production org URL. So you can call anyways. I mean, in the real time, the terminology is also very important, right? So this is like basic terminology which you need to understand. So to understand this topic, right? So now you know what is tenant, what is instances, basic understanding here. So now let's see like why the Salesforce is far ahead while compared to the second competitor here. So how this occupies huge market. Let's see the basic understanding of this architecture. So this is I'm making use of the paint here. So now let's say this is like Salesforce server. And let's say this is like Microsoft server. Just I'm comparing with the Microsoft one because this occupies the second position in the market. Of course, it is the second, but it is almost 24%. This is like 5 to 6%. So here, if you see the Salesforce, here basically the Salesforce, the server is divided into different parts. So basically they maintain the servers in this way. They will define the servers into different parts. Now let's say they have just take an example. They have divided their space into 4 different parts. Now let's say in this part, first part, they are going to maintain the automobile related customers. They are going to maintain this automobile related customer. Right here, they are going to maintain in the second one, maybe the banking. For banking, they have allocated some different space, right? And for here, they are going to maintain some automobiles. So in some way, so here they are just going for manufacturing units, manufacturing related thing, and the other one which they are going to use for utilities, utility services related companies. So if you see here, for each and every, they have designed some category here. So so based upon some services, they need to do some different APIs, different extensions they need to install. So this entire banking sector, whatever the space they have allocated for banking applications, and this is for automobile application, this is for utilities, and this is for manufacturing utilities. Now what will happen? Now let's say if a Toyota company approaches the Salesforce, they will allocate some space in this automobiles zone, in this automobiles partition. So now let's say this is Toyota company approaches. Now let's say Audi car approaches the Salesforce. They will allocate same tenant. Now this you can refer it as a tenant. So this is one particular partition which is for automobiles thing. Here they have allocated some space in this automobile zone. This is for the this is for the Toyota, and this is for the Audi car. Now let's say one banking thing. Now let's say HDFC approaches the Salesforce, and again HDFC is like Salesforce customer only. This is like banking. HDFC allocated with some space in their banking partition. So now let's say ICICI Bank approaches, they will allocate some space here. But the Salesforce will take care of it, how to maintain the security between the two companies. So this HDFC can't access the data ICICI Bank, as you know. So the security concepts will be implemented, and that will be taken care by the Salesforce here. So now what is the benefit of having all this stuff in the sense? To understand this one, you need to understand the Microsoft as well. Now let's say in the Microsoft, this is like Microsoft server, let's say. So here now ICICI Bank approaches the Microsoft. They will create some space. So this is like for ICICI Bank, they will allocate some space here. Now again, for if the HDFC approaches, they will allocate some space like this. From automobiles like Audi car approaches, they will allocate some space to it. So now what it means in the sense, now for this ICICI Bank, they will allocate some separate tenant. This is like one tenant for one customer, and this is one tenant for one customer. That means the tenant, it is like single tenant architecture. So one tenant will be, now let's say this box is one tenant, this is one tenant, and this is one tenant. Here we have like 4 tenants, and single tenant architecture in the sense one tenant will be associated with one customer only. So that means one customer will be provided with one tenant. Whereas in Salesforce, it is like multi-tenant architecture. So one tenant will be shared with between the multiple customers here. So because of this, there is huge difference in terms of costing between the Microsoft and Salesforce. As the tenant was shared by different customers, and whatever the security concepts they have implemented, they will implement that security concepts. Because of this, they are able to provide the less, less costing while compared with the other CRM providers. So with this reason, even the small companies can afford the Salesforce as it is getting for the less cost. This is top level, high level understanding just to make you understand like what is multi-tenant and what is single tenant. So in coming sessions, we'll discuss in detail about what is this tenants, what is this architectures and all. But for now, to make you understand, this is one of the main reason where it is very much affordable to the small companies as well, right? So now you know the basic understanding of architecture and all. So now let's see how to create a trial account. Now, as I said, once you immediately created a trial account, the system will allocate some space in their tenants. Got it? That's what it is going to happen in the backend once you are creating a tenant. So here, as a developer, you should be understanding what's happening in the backend. If you are doing some action from the front end, what is happening in the backend, that is very important for us. But because as a customer, it may not require. But as a developer, you should be understanding, you should be knowing what will happen in the backend, for whatever action you are doing from the front end, right? So let's see now how to create a trial account. To create a trial account, as I said, these are the prerequisites which you need to create for a trial account. So here I already created a Gmail. This is like SFDC October batch. It is like new Gmail ID which is used for this batch. So to start with this, so there will be various ways to create a trial account, but don't go with another scenarios like another routes to create a trial account. Just use this particular link to create a trial account. Why? Because so there is a lot of ways to create a trial account, but that may end up your trial account with 30 days trial period. So don't go with that option. Just simply use this URL https developer.salesforce.com/signup. So try to use this particular link as an to create a trial account. So you can also simply go with salesforce.com here, salesforce.com, and here also it will provide a link, try for free. So don't go with these links. Why? Because the class, as you know, admin and development will take you like 3 months of your course. So the trial account should be with you for at least 3 months. So why? Because you are going to create some projects, as I said, from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we used to start the applications, create application, or whatever the task you are going to create, that will continue throughout your course period. So you need to practice the things that should be in a single trial account that will help you to understand like how the application is growing up, how the functionality can be used. So without using the link which I have provided, and if you are going with directly creating an account, that will ends up with the 30 days only. So please don't go with it. Just follow my guidelines or whatever while you are creating a trial account. So this is the link, developer.salesforce.com, and simply access this particular link there, developer.salesforce. And to create a trial account, it is like pretty much easy, as simple as you are creating a Gmail account. Here you could see sign up for your developer edition. That's what we are discussing, right? There will be different editions provided by the Salesforce, unlimited professional enterprise group and developer. So here we are making use of developer trial with the link as developer.signup. So here now let's say first name. I will go with the first name as Yaksha IT, Yaksha, and last name as YIT, right? Job title may be CEO and work email. So here the work email is nothing but your Gmail ID. So remember what the work email is nothing but your Gmail ID. So let me copy my work email here, and company, I will give my company name as YIT, that is Yaksha IT, and the country or region I would like to go for Indian region. So that means the server will be allocated in the Indian region. So there will be, any company will maintain their clusters or their servers in different regions, right? So US for US customers, US region, for UK customers, UK region. In that way, you can select whatever the country you are selecting. Based upon the country, it will allocate some space in that region. Click on this, I agree. I'm not a robot, just for testing like human or robot, sign me up. So hold tight. It will take like just like 5 to 10 seconds. It will send you an email to the email ID, whatever you have provided. You will receive a confirmation email soon, right? So let's go to my Gmail inbox. You could see one email was generated. Welcome to Salesforce and reset your password. So here, if you see, welcome to your developer edition. This is your basic information like welcome message. The link will expire in 24 hours. So if you see here, reset password and the easily log into in later. Save this URL and this is your username. So that means the organization URL and username automatically created by the system. As this is like trail, so you can this will automatically created by your system. So this is your organization URL. That's what we are discussing. Instance, right? Now what will happen? So once we click on this link, the system has allocated you some space in some region. So by default for the trial account, it will allocate some separate space for the trial account. In the trial account, they will allocate some space to you. So now here in this tenant, you was associated, you are provided with some space here. So in this space, in this particular space, we just created one organization here. So this is my organization URL. So let me take the big size here. Now let's say this is the space which is allocated to you in somewhere like this here. So now in this space, you are going to create the organization URLs here. So this is like one organization URL I have created. If you want, you can create many more organization URL. For dev one thing, for UAT, for production and all, you can create how many, whatever the instances you want. But for a trial account, you can create only one. There is a limitation, as you know, this is for just for testing the Salesforce. There will be only one instance will be allowed to create with the trial. Now this is your tenant space, and in this tenant you have provided with one organization URL automatically created by the system, right? Now this is your org URL. So in order to log to the Salesforce, this is the URL which you are going to access. So this is like org form hyphen some number hyphen dev edition. So this is developer edition dot develop dot mysalesforce.com. This is the extension. So now if you are trying to create a trial account, from here develop dot mysalesforce the same, and this will be changed. This will be automatically picked by the system. And to access the system, this is the organization URL. Got it? Now let's say the first time you need to reset the password. Simply click on this reset password. If you see, it is like matter of 5 to 10 seconds. I mean, 10 to 20 seconds to create a Salesforce account. So reset password. So if you take the organization URL, this is the organization URL which we have created. So for the new password, you can just create a password here. So just created the password, and let me give some questions here. So click on change password. So it will automatically change the password, and this is your Salesforce thing. So here you could see the edition itself. So it was providing what is your current edition and all. This is like newly launched page. Previously, it was not there. So this was introduced recently. I mean to say, I have created a trial account for the earlier batch. That is 15 days back. At the time, it will directly take you to the sales application. Now it is just helping you to understand, like you have created a developer edition as well. This is how the Salesforce looks like. We'll explain you the navigations like look and feel, how to navigate with the Salesforce and all. We'll discuss later. But here, first you need to understand, we have created a Salesforce account, right? So how to create a Salesforce account, the trial account, you know. Now, how to log into the Salesforce account. So you can use this organization URL. Maybe every time it's not easy to remember all this one, right? So for this, simply you can also use login.salesforce.com. So you can also use this link to log into your account. You no need to remember your organization URL. So now let's say there will be some Amazon customers, right? They are using the Salesforce, and Toyota customers using the Salesforce, HDFC, Salesforce. But whatever the users you are using here, so whatever the, whatever the applications you are using. So based upon the user ID, the system will automatically redirect you to your organization URL. That Salesforce will take care of it. So you can simply use this login.salesforce.com. No need to remember all the organization URL every time. So let's see that part. So let me sign out. So simply instead of remembering your organization URL, salesforce.com. So you could say this is your login page, like with the Salesforce cloud image, and username. Username is nothing but your Gmail ID. So this is my Gmail ID. Gmail, so not Gmail ID, sorry. So whatever the email, whatever the username provided in the, whatever the user ID provided in the first email, right? SFDC October batch 190@agentforce.com. Just copy it, and this is going to be your username, but not your Gmail ID. So that is not your work email. Whatever the username which is generated in the mail here. So here it is the username for your developer edition. This is going to be your username. So here you could see you now enabled with and remains active as long as you continue to use it. It will expire after 45 days of non-usage. So if you keep on logging to your account and doing some actions, it lasts for minimum 6 months. So if you are not logging to the system, it shows for 45 days, but as per the previous experience, if you are not logging to the account for 2 weeks, that is almost 15 days, the trial account is going to expire, right? And this is your username, and let me go with my password. So here, for the first time usage, it will ask you for the mobile number. So if you are providing the mobile number, that's fine. If you are not providing, you can simply click on remind me later. So every time you are logging, it will ask for the mobile number. So you can no need to provide the mobile number. You can simply click on remind me later. So you could see this is your Salesforce CRM. So this is like what is this navigations and all. We'll explain you in detail in the coming session. But for now, let me open the sales here. This is your applications, how you are going to navigate. So how to navigate the applications and what actually all this stuff and all, we'll explain you in the coming session. It's almost 9:50 today. So the remaining things will be discussed in the tomorrow session. The focus here is, so what is the UI navigation? Like what is this, all this stuff? Like what is this tabs and how to navigate between the Salesforce CRM, and what actually as a developer, what we need to consider, and as an end user, what we need to check. So what will happen if you are doing some action in the backend, what is going to happen, that everything will be discussed in the tomorrow's session. So just to give you an overview, and as some of you has requested in the Telugu as well, let me give you an revision. Just to conclude in the Telugu. సో డెమో సెషన్కి మీరు అటెండ్ అయ్యారో లేదో తెలియదు. అందు గురించి నేను డెమో సెషన్లో ఏం జరిగిందో కూడా ఈరోజు డిస్కస్ చేశాం. డెమోలో వచ్చేసి అసలు సిఆర్ఎం అంటే ఏంటి, సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ సిఆర్ఎం అంటే ఏంటి, డిఫరెంట్ సిఆర్ఎం ఎవరెవరు ఏ కంపెనీ సర్వీస్ ప్రొవైడర్స్ సిఆర్ఎంని ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తున్నారో చూసాం. ఏమేం సర్వీసెస్ సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ సిఆర్ఎం ఇస్తుంది అన్నది చూసాం. సో ఇక్కడ డిఫరెంట్ ఎడిషన్స్ సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది. అందులో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యూజ్ ద డెవలపర్ ఎడిషన్ టు క్రియేట్ ఎ ట్రయల్ అకౌంట్. సో దీనికి కొన్ని లైసెన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. ప్రతి అకౌంట్కి మీకు తెలుసు కొన్ని లైసెన్సెస్ ఉంటాయని. ఇక్కడ మనకి కొన్ని లైసెన్స్ మీకు అండర్స్టాండింగ్ కోసం సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్, సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ లాంటి లైసెన్స్ ఉంటాయి. అంటే మీరు ఏదైనా కస్టమైజేషన్ చేయాలన్నా, ఏదైనా అప్లికేషన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలన్నా మీకు సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ లైసెన్స్ అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ. సో ఇప్పుడు మనం ట్రయల్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం యక్ష అనే ఒక యూజర్ తోటి. ఆ యూజర్కి ఆటోమేటిక్గా సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ లైసెన్సే ఉంటుంది. అది రేపటి సెషన్లో చూద్దాం. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏదైనా ప్లాట్ఫామ్, వేరే ప్లాట్ఫామ్స్లో వర్క్ చేయాలి, లైక్ Force.com యూస్ చేయాలి, అపెక్స్ కోడ్ రైట్ అని, మీకు సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లైసెన్స్ ఉండాలి. లేదు వేరే ఎక్స్టర్నల్ సిస్టమ్తో మీరు ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ వర్క్ చేయాలి, మీకు సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ అనే లైసెన్స్ ఉంటే మీకు సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ సిఆర్ఎంకి మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ సిఆర్ఎంకి జస్ట్ కంపేర్ చేసి చెప్పాను అసలు మల్టీ టెనెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి, సింగిల్ టెనెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి. సో ఇన్ని సర్వీస్ ప్రొవైడర్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఎందుకు సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ 24% క్లయింట్స్ ఆక్యుపై చేసింది, వేరే సెకండ్ కాంపిటేటర్ 6% దగ్గర ఎందుకు ఆగిపోయింది అనడానికి జస్ట్ ఒక రీజన్. చాలా పాయింట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అందులో ఒక రీజన్ జస్ట్ మీ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ కోసం బేసిక్ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ హై లెవెల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చాను. అది మల్టీ టెనెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి, సింగిల్ టెనెంట్ అంటే ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ అంటే ఏంటో మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేశాను. సో ఇక్కడ మల్టీ టెనెంట్లో ఇప్పుడు ఏదైతే వాళ్ళకి సర్వర్ ఉందో, సర్వర్ని 4 పార్టీషన్స్ అనుకోండి. ఇక్కడ ఒక మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ కోసం ఒక టెనెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేశారు, యూటిలిటీస్ కోసం ఒక టెనెంట్, ఆటోమొబైల్ ఒక టెనెంట్, బ్యాంకింగ్ ఒక టెనెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేశారు అనుకోండి. సో ఈ బ్యాంకింగ్ గురించి ఏదన్నా కస్టమర్ బ్యాంకింగ్ రిలేటెడ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఈ టెనెంట్లోనే వాళ్ళకి స్పేస్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు. అది ఐసిఐసి రానివ్వండి, హెచ్డిఎఫ్సి రానివ్వండి, ఏ బ్యాంకింగ్ వచ్చినా కానీ దీంట్లోనే చేస్తారు. అదే ఆటోమొబైల్స్ వస్తే ఇప్పుడు ఆడి కార్, బిఎండబ్ల్యూ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఈ పర్టికులర్ దాంట్లోనే వాళ్ళకి స్పేస్ అలొకేట్ చేస్తారు. ఇది సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్లో. అదే మీరు మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్లోకి వచ్చినప్పుడు, ఇప్పుడు మీకు మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్లోకి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమైపోతుంది, ఒక పర్టికులర్ పార్టీషన్ మొత్తం ఒక యూజర్కి ఇచ్చేస్తారు. అంటే అది సింగిల్ టెనెంట్ అనమాట. ఆ టెనెంట్ని సపరేట్గా ఆ కస్టమర్ కోసమే మెయింటెనెన్స్ చేస్తారు. సో ఇక్కడ మెయింటెనెన్స్ అనేది ఎక్కువైపోతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ మెయింటెనెన్స్ దానికి సేమ్ టెనెంట్కి ఇక్కడ మల్టిపుల్ యూజర్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళకి సర్వీస్ అనేది షేర్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఆ కాస్టింగ్ షేర్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ మల్టీ టెనెంట్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ వల్ల కాస్టింగ్ అనేది తగ్గుతుంది కస్టమర్స్కి. దట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద రీజన్ లెవెల్ 1 కంపెనీస్, చిన్న కంపెనీస్ కూడా మీకు సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవడానికి రీజన్ అది. మీరు లింక్డ్ ఇన్ జాబ్ పోర్టల్స్లో వెతికినా కానీ మీకు లెవెల్ వన్ కంపెనీలో కూడా సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ఓపెనింగ్స్ కనిపిస్తాయి, కానీ వేరే సిఆర్ఎం అప్లికేషన్స్ మీకు కనిపించవు. అంటే చిన్న కస్టమర్స్ హ్యాండిల్ చేయడానికి బడ్జెట్ రిలేటెడ్ ఇష్యూస్ కొన్ని ఉన్నాయి. దట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద రీజన్ ఇట్ ఆక్యుపైస్ మోర్ మోర్ కస్టమర్స్ అనమాట. సో అది మనము ఈరోజు చూసాం. మల్టీ టెనెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి, సింగిల్ టెనెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి. సో దానికి కొన్ని టెక్నాలజీ మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను. టెనెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ అంటే ఏంటి, అసలు మల్టిపుల్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ ఎందుకు క్రియేట్ చేయాలనడానికి మీకు డెవ్ క్యూఏ యూఐటీ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకొని చెప్పాను. సో తర్వాత ట్రైల్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి మనకి ప్రీ రిక్వెస్ట్స్ ఒక ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి కావాలని చెప్పారు. సో ఆ ట్రైల్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి ఈ developer.salesforce.com ఈ పర్టికులర్ లింక్ యూస్ చేసి క్రియేట్ చేయండి. వేరే అదర్ థింగ్స్ తోటి వెళ్ళకండి. డిఫరెంట్ మీరు గూగుల్ చేసుకుంటే చాలా దొరుకుతాయి, బట్ వాటికి వెళ్ళకండి. ఎందుకంటే మేము ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బ్యాచెస్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి. సో ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ తోటి చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే మినిమం 6 months మీకు ట్రయల్ అకౌంట్ ఉండాలి. అది 15 daysలో లాగిన్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలి. ఐ మీన్ 15 రోజులు లాగిన్ చేయకపోతే డెఫినెట్లీ ఎక్స్పైర్ అవుతుంది. రోజు లాగిన్ చేస్తున్నా సరే కొన్ని ఎక్స్పైర్ అవుతాయి. అందుకే మీరు ఈ developer.salesforce ఈ లింక్తోనే మీరు ట్రయల్ అకౌంట్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేసుకోండి. ఒకసారి వర్క్ ఈమెయిల్ అంటే మీ జీమెయిల్ ఐడి ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత ఒక ఈమెయిల్ ఒకటి ట్రిగర్ అవుతుంది. సో ఆ ఈమెయిల్లోనే మీకు ఆర్గనైజేషన్ URL ఏంటో, మీ యూజర్ నేమ్ ఏంటో అనేది మీకు క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. దానికి today task in the sense by tomorrow you should be ready with the trial account. So to create a trial account, already we have seen how to create a trial account. ఓన్లీ ప్రీ రిక్వెస్ట్స్ మీరు ఒక జీమెయిల్ ఐడి క్రియేట్ చేసుకోండి, లేదంటే మీరు ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ జీమెయిల్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకున్నా పర్లేదు. కాకపోతే ఏమవుతుందంటే యువర్ కీప్ ఆన్ గెటింగ్ మెయిల్స్ ఫ్రమ్ సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్. లెట్స్ సే రేపు ఆటోమేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ ఏదన్నా చేశారు, ఆటోమేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ క్రియేట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఒక ఈమెయిల్ ట్రిగ్గర్ చేసే టెస్ట్ కండిషన్స్ రాసుకున్నారనుకోండి. సో అప్పుడు మీ పర్సనల్ ఈమెయిల్స్కి మెయిల్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఉన్న పర్సనల్ ఈమెయిల్కి డిస్టర్బ్ చేసుకోకుండా ఉండాలంటే ఒక కొత్త ఈమెయిల్ పోవడం బెస్ట్. అది రికమెండేషన్, జస్ట్ అప్ టు యూ. ఒక కొత్త ఈమెయిల్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి, ఒక సేల్స్ ఫోర్స్ ట్రయల్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయండి. ఎందుకు అంటే రేపటి సెషన్ ఆర్ రేపు కానీ ఎల్లుండి నుంచి డైరెక్ట్గా మనం ఒక అప్లికేషన్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేయబోతున్నాం. ఇక్కడ డెమోలో మీకు చెప్పాను కదా ఒక మినీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నామని. సో ఈ మినీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో రేపు లేకపోతే డే ఆఫ్టర్ టుమారో, సో ఈ 1 or 2 daysలోనే మనం ఈ మినీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఇది స్టార్ట్ చేయబోతున్నాం. So whatever the actions or whatever the concepts which we are going to learn, each and every concept which you are going to implement in that project. సో ఏదో జస్ట్ ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ నేర్చుకొని ఏదో ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకొని చేయటం కాదు. మనము చేసే కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని సేమ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ లో ఆ ఫంక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఆ ఫీచర్స్ అన్ని యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతాం. ఐ మీన్ టు సే ఆ ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ అన్ని యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ పోతాం. బై ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద కోర్స్ ఒక ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్డ్ అప్లికేషన్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్. సో ప్లీజ్ బీ ప్రిపేర్ బై క్రియేటింగ్ ఏ ట్రయల్ అకౌంట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద టాస్క్ ఫర్ యూ. డే టు డేలో ప్రతిరోజు టాస్క్స్ ఉంటాయి. మేబీ ఆ టాస్క్ ని ట్రై టు కంప్లీట్ ఆన్ టైం. సో తర్వాత మరి కోర్స్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కూర్చొని ట్రైనింగ్ చేసుకునే పని ఉండదు. So that's it from my end for today. Please let me know if you have any questions. And these notes will be shared in the same WhatsApp group, and also the link will be uploaded. The video will be uploaded by end of the day. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, I will take this silence as no questions, and we'll wind up the session for today, and we'll continue in the tomorrow's session at the same time. Thank you all.